and I regrouped and I rebranded. And then that's when I was like, you know what? I'm tired of doing all this labor. I want the money to work for me. And so that's when I got into like really like C2C for real, for real. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do C2C contracting. I'm just gonna start hiring people, and then I'm gonna have the money flow. But I still wanted to do work myself, so that way I just stayed on like one contract, like a W-2 or my own C2C. And then I'll work that one, and then I got other people working the other jobs for me, and they give me updates. They doing their check-ins, money flowing, and we good.
Okay. Now, for the people that's watching this, because I had a question about that too. How does that work for you? And is it just as long as they don't mess nothing up, or what? Like, how does that?
So at first, let me tell you what I was doing at first. At first, I was hiring people, and they wouldn't really be like, I wouldn't say they weren't qualified, but they was like entry level. But then some of the work started getting complex. So that's when I started asking the client, like, hey, are you guys okay if I add on another member who is like also a UXer? They're like, yeah, sure, that's fine. But we're going to have to, you have to send the invoice, and then you're going to have to add them to your payroll. And then we have to pay on a net 45 instead of a net 30. So, okay, cool, that's fine. I don't mind a net 45. So keep in mind with stuff like that, if something happened and then the company don't pay your check on time, you got to pay those contractors out of pocket. So at that time, I was doing like 1 or 2 contractors, and I had added them to the payroll. So my clients was aware, and we added them, to all the meetings and everything. Like if I wasn't there or if they needed me there, I'll show up. But more than likely, the contractor who I hired would handle that. So that was a good thing about it. But some people they do it wrong. They're hiring people, and because this is what I found out. I wouldn't say recently, but like a year ago. People would do C2C. They're hire these people, and then they would show up to the meetings and then give that person a laptop. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and that's
you're not supposed to do that.
That's the reason why I asked you that, because I didn't want them to feel like you was a person telling them you was doing the work, but then it was somebody else doing the work, and it was like, hold on.
Yeah, I did that one time, and I learned my lesson from it, and I said, I'm never doing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do this. It's too much. So every time I do something that's C2C wild, I let them know, like, hey, I got an extra contractor. Can we just add them to payroll? And they're like, yeah. We just add them to payroll.
Yeah, that's the smart part. Like the worst thing they could tell you is no.
Yeah, like what's wrong with a no? And then if you want to just, but here's the thing: a lot of people don't know about it in the industry. You can also do white labeling in tech contracting. So with white labeling, that's where you say, for example, you're a contractor and you're a freelancer, you're a 1099 contractor. This client has hired you to do a job, right? But the person who they hired is kind of booked up. They busy. They don't have enough space to actually do the work, but they want to keep the contract. They will pretty much hire you. It's like drop shipping. Basically they will hire you to do the work. Y'all split the pay, or they will give you a whole separate rate, and then you do the work, but the company still know you're doing the work, but they know you're doing the work under that company and not as like the employee.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky as you think about it, but a lot of people in the industry are doing this, especially designers. They're doing the white labeling route instead of trying to do it the illegal way and get in trouble and all that good stuff.
So you've been doing this for going on, 2 years now?
I've been doing longer than 2 years.
You said the end of 2021.
Dang, that's 2 years? Where you were in 2024?
Yeah.
That's 3, ain't it?
Nah.
That's 2?
If we get to the end of 2021 and then we start 2022.
Dang, it felt like it been forever, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, time,
I guess so.
Time is moving like that.
Yeah, 2 years in. Yeah. Whoa.
So, now